Hey, it's Chris Dakin from the Classic Metal Show. Most people know me as the foul-mouthed shock jock from the Classic Metal Show, or the no-nonsense heavy metal critic from pitriff.com. Now you get to learn the other side. My first book, Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness, comes out on January 13th in paperback and digital formats on Amazon and iTunes. It details my real-world emotional struggles over a year that included a divorce after a quarter-century of marriage and the death of my father. It profiles things I did right, as well as a bevy of things that I did wrong with the help of alcohol, and how I found my way out of the muck of the emotional state that almost saw me commit suicide. Pre-order your copy of Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness today at www.chrisaikenbooks.com and get in touch with the more fallible side of me, Chris Aiken. Sounds happy, huh?
Probably one of my favorite tunes there from Cinderella. Bad Seamstress Blues, falling apart at the seams. What'd you think of that photo there, dude?
Yeah, he does look a little different.
Yeah. Don't recognize him, do you?
I sort of thought it was a fat Chris Caffrey.
Exactly.
Honestly, he didn't look like him at all.
That was 98. That was during the Unfinished Business Tour.
Crazy.
So compared to, the photos of him now.
He looks totally different from that. You never know those are the same guy.
Yeah. He actually suffered a heart attack.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was, they actually had to tour without him there for a short time because he suffered a minor heart attack.
Yeah, he's a bass player, though. Nobody noticed.
But if you want to check it out, there's a picture of myself and Eric Brittingham from Cinderella from back in 98 when they came back and was playing on that tour that they're releasing that new CD for.
Sure.
New old CD.
Steve Harris, Nikki Sixx, Lemmy. Is there another bassist that matters?
A bassist, huh?
As in, you would not go see their band if the bassist wasn't in it.
Les Claypool.
Okay, Les Claypool would count. But I mean, even like Michael Anthony.
Yeah, but
replaced.
Well, the other one is Geddy Lee.
Then Geddy Lee, yeah, you definitely couldn't go see Rush without Geddy Lee.
Right.
What about bassists, though, that don't sing? So we'll take Lemmy and all those out. Okay. That they're just a bassist.
Just a bassist?
Yeah. Is there any, like Steve Harris, if he wasn't there, no one's going to see Iron Maiden. But he's not a singer.
Yeah, but everybody that we mentioned is a singer, though.
Right.
Like Peter Cetera, formerly of Chicago, was the bassist.
Okay, see, but he wouldn't count because he's a singer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Steve Harris is one.
And anybody who's a bassist who is a singer, those are the guys that you would miss.
Right.
All except for Steve Harris.
Right. Still, Steve Harris is probably the one
that we are concerned with.
Maybe Nikki Sixx.
That's true too.
I think people would not go to Motley shows without Nikki.
I would agree.
Anybody else? I don't think there's anybody else.
Drummers replaceable.
Drummers always replaceable. Those guys are replaced by drum machines half the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, drummers replaceable, singers replaceable, guitar players replaceable.
But how about a singing bassist? That's a tough one because we just explored that.
Yeah, but non-singing bassist, I think there's the one. Steve Harris, or two, and Nikki Sixx. Maybe he is rock royalty.
Sure. Yeah, it's definitely not one of those virtuoso instruments that people go, man, that guy was the best bassist I ever heard.
Yeah, no, because let's face it, me and you could play bass and we don't play fucking stringed instruments.
Sure.
But a bass is really easy to play.
The same way with guitarists, you could find another competent guitarist that can play the same licks as the original guy, a la John Levin,
sure,
George Lynch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's possible. Very few guitarists that can be replaced, like Eddie Van Halen. Without Eddie Van Halen, there's no Van Halen.
Sure.
Obviously, Michael Schenker left UFO and the Scorpions.
Right. And they both survived.
And it didn't matter.
Right.
Although he's considered by some Jackal, rock god.
There's a lot of people who think that guy is like the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't happen to be one of them, but like him. Nice guy.
Vocalists can be replaced, obviously. That's gone on and on and on. A Sammy Hagar replacing a David Lee Roth, which is totally different than the other guy.
Yeah, and let's not forget the real big change. Gary Cherone coming in.
Yeah, that didn't quite fly. But, finding a sound-alike vocalist via the internet and YouTube these days. Journey. Going back to Chicago again, even though Jason Scheff does not sound exactly like Peter Cetera, he's in the same vein and plays bass.
Right. Ripper
doing, he's the guy who kind of started it.
Yeah. Yeah, Ripper was the guy.
So finding a guy that sort of sounds like the other guy or exactly like the other guy.
Right.
Who else?
Yeah. There's a good one, Nathan. Gene Simmons.
Yeah, without Gene Simmons, there's no Kiss.
But he's a singer. No, he doesn't count.
That's true. He doesn't
count. He's a singer.
He is a singer.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else in that category. I'm just running quickly through bands that I like, and there's none of them with a dominant bass player.
Yeah, well, most of the bassists don't sing, and the ones that do sing, they kind of put their stamp on the band.
Right. If it was the only way it could work for a bass player is if they're like Steve Harris, where they write, and Nikki too, where they write all the songs.
Right.
But I think outside of those two, it's usually the singer and the guitar player that write together.
Sure.
So.
And we know that both of those are replaceable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Unless, of course, you're the guitarist who sings.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a little tough, especially if you're a notable singer-guitarist.
Yeah, that is a difficult one to skip.
So, all right. Well, I think it's time to get out of here, and I can tell you're over there suffering with your vocal problems again.
Yeah, a little bit. Not as bad as last week. It's slowly going away.
Sure.
Maybe if I'd go to the doctor sometime, I could just get a pill and be done. But
yeah, well, sign up for that Obamacare.
Well, no. I'd rather just be sick and die. Going to give a death panel for me in the next 10 years anyway, so why not?
I didn't sign up for Obamacare, did you?
Dad, no. I didn't even go to the website.
I didn't either.
I don't want them to even think that I was thinking about it.
Nope.
Fuck you.
I didn't either.
Not going to do it, and I'm going to make sure that I don't fucking pay the fine either.
Sure.
Eat my asshole, Obama. Not fucking buying into your fucking socialist, communist fucking healthcare plan.
Yeah.
I was reading an article this week that showed that our healthcare versus comparatively to all the other countries that offer healthcare to every one of their citizens is 400 times the cost. 400 times the cost per citizen for the same free healthcare. Free, quote unquote, free healthcare.
And why do you think that is?
Because it's all fucking political money.
It is.
It has nothing to do with them wanting anybody to be healthy.
No, it has nothing to do with healthcare.
Nothing. It's all about cash and power.
It's about cash and getting control of the citizenry.
Yeah.
The next thing they're going to require is that you get that chip implanted in you so they can keep your healthcare records with your body.
Not happening on that either.
Yep.
I'll never do that.
And again, I was watching Zeitgeist today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that guy who had that discussion with one of the Rockefellers.
Sure.
It's like, what's the end game here? Well, we're going to get this little chip implanted in you, and that's going to control your money and your life and your health care and all this and that. And if you resist, we'll just turn your chip off.
Yeah. And then you're dead.
And that's it.
Yep.
So, anybody who doesn't believe the Bible prophecy about the mark of the beast.
Yep.
That you can't buy or trade or sell without the mark of the beast.
Yeah, that's coming.
That's that chip.
Not here, pal.
It's like, you know what? Without that chip, if we turn your chip off, you can't buy, sell, trade, nothing.
Yeah,
Your money's locked up. You don't have any access to anything.
as long as I got a fist. As long as I got a fist, I could take somebody down.
And they made a good point that if the citizenry would finally rise up, that this whole control system would fall like a house of cards.
Yeah, quickly.
It's so weak. It's so powerful at one end, it's so weak on the other end that if everyone would stand up against it, it would fall immediately.
The only power that it really has is it has the power of compelling because of the media. And people are so fucking locked into the stupid media that they don't they don't believe, they don't have their own thoughts anymore.
Right.
Oh, fucking Bill O'Reilly told me this, or fucking what's that chick? Rachel Maddow said, so it must be true. Yeah, you guys are fucking puppets. Don't listen to any of these fucking assholes. They're paid to tell you stuff.
Sure.
And anytime anybody is paid to tell you anything, that means that it's slanted. No matter which side. Anytime somebody makes money to deliver a message to you, don't think for a minute that it's ever going to be fucking just the raw facts. It's never that way.
Yeah.
If it's just the raw facts, they won't pay you for it.
Exactly.
So fucking stupid.
There's an agenda behind the money, folks.
Oh, yeah.
An agenda behind the money.
That's it.
So, all right. Well, let's get out of here. It is Easter Sunday for those of you who choose to worship and enjoy that sort of thing.
Like you. You're going to church tomorrow, aren't you?
No, I am not.
You're not?
No, I am not.
I'm surprised.
I would have circumstances might have been different.
Oh, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So she ran you out of church.
Pretty much.
Nice. We weren't really having a caption contest, Jackal. We just wanted your captions.
Right. What? Somebody wanted to win a prize.
Yeah. All right, here's the winner, not you. Thank you.
Nora Garca. The Cinderella picture was 98. Yeah, look at Angie Dakin. Oh, look at Neely. Yeah, that was it was at 98, 2008. That was what, 16 years ago?
See, now, if you were me, you'd be fucking chicks left and right.
Really?
These chicks want to bang you. See these pictures?
Yeah.
But you're so concerned about fucking dealing with their craziness the day after.
I'm so concerned about that.
Yeah, you're very concerned about that.
Dude, I've had a share, you know that.
I know. But it affected you to where you don't want it anymore.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
Scared the fuck out of you.
So you're just a nicer person than me.
It has nothing to do with being nice.
Yes, it does, because you can't be mean enough to scare them away first.
Oh, I hear you. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hail and kill, fuck church, hand job.
Jeez. Oh, we told him not to call.
I know. You know what happens when you open the doors to strange chicks.
Yeah, get your dick sucked.
Yeah.
But I guess it doesn't end there now, does it?
No, it never ends there.
Oh, wait a minute. Look at this photo. Wait a minute. I know this show's never going to end tonight.
That's all right. I know you're suffering, but whatever.
I'll be fine. Where's this at? I got to put this picture up. Holy shit. Holy smokes. Let me get this picture saved. Oh my God. Wait a minute here. All right, this one will be saved as Gay Astronomy 3.
Another astronomy photo?
This is the classic best of the best.
Even better than the one where he's pursing his lips and playing the guitar?
Oh, by 100,000 times.
Has he got a cock in his mouth?
Might as well. Wait till you see this, Jewel. Fans, Facebook.com/the-CMS is where you can go. And I'll call this More Gayness.
Wow.
And we'll say post. Look at that.
Take a look. Oh, jeez. What the? What the hell?
Wow.
What is that?
That's John.
I know who that is, but what is this picture?
It's John and his other chicks. He's proven he's not gay.
I guess.
Doesn't he look hetero there?
Oh, boy.
Jesus. That is really poor.
Ugh. Hot.
What was this guy? What does this guy think? Does he not know that he looks like a fucking fag? Does he care?
Well, he is from New York.
Yeah, that's true. So he thinks that it's cool.
Fire Island is the weekend getaway. All right. Old 70s gay joke.
George Robbins, sucking dick and eating carrots is bad for you, John. Angie Dakin, oh my God, sick. So great. This dude is a real fruit. Oh.
Is this payback for him taking Ace away from the Kiss Freaks?
Yeah, why not? Why not? It's payback for fucking him failing in life.
He works for Ace, though.
So what?
It's big. Big time.
Is it big?
Oh, yeah, huge.
Yeah. Well, I work for Dakin. Is that equally big?
It's huge.
So I could run around and maybe put some makeup on and some shiny pants and a shiny suit.
Major. It's major.
Could I play in one of these fag bands? Could I be in Dr. T in Astronomy or whatever that fucking band was called?
Right.
Captain T in Astronomy?
Captain T.
A queer.
Don't you know words hurt?
Whatever. So do my eyes after seeing that.
Yeah. I was listening to O&A this week in the car.
Yeah.
And they were talking a little bit about, some of the quote-unquote language that they've used.
Okay.
And how they got in trouble with the station management at one point, and they were issued a pamphlet that was called Words Hurt.
I remember that, yeah. Yeah, and they were goofing on that on the air. They got in trouble for that.
I know they did. It wasn't supposed to be read on the air.
And they read on the air, and I think they got suspended for like a day or 2 days or something.
Yeah, words hurt.
Oh, man. Oh, hey, good stuff.
Loved it. All right. Well, I'm done. I've had enough.
Me too.
I know you got to go rest your voice.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm just tired tonight, really. 7 days of fucking 15 hours of sleep is stupid.
Okay.
So let's go to sleep.
All right. Well, it sounds good. Let me see here. I was trying to find something to... Oh, we were going to end with...
Doghouse's request.
Yeah, his
Stay tuned.
Yeah. He wanted to hear some Monster Magnet.
It's not the newest one, I think.
Yeah. I said I would play it, so we will play it.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Monster Magnet. Here it is. Monster Magnet, Last Patrol, and what was the name of the song?
Stay tuned.
There it is. Got it.
Let's go.
All right, well, let's get out of here. We don't have any guests to thank except for the fans who hung out in the chat room and called in 1,000,000 times tonight.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Motorhead.
Right. So we're going to get out of here with a request from Doghouse. He wanted to hear Monster Magnet from their latest release called Last Patrol. And this is Stay Tuned. So until next Saturday night, stay tuned. And this is Neely along with my very good friend
Chris Hagan.
We'll see you later.
Bye, kids.